largest single train refinery in the world. There is no column which can process 650,000 barrels per day in one column, first of its kind. The capacity of RFCC builds the next best by miles. This is a 10 MMTPA plant. Maximum which you have seen is 6, 7. This is way ahead of that. And to add to that, this is an RFCC. This is a lot more complex one. You have probably one of the biggest hydrocrackers designed on a mild hydrocracking route. About upwards of 7.5 million tons capacity. One of the biggest MS blocks which you can have in the world. The towers which you see, the sizes of the furnaces, the reactor regenerator, it touched the elastic limits of mechanical design. Beyond this, in a single train, is practically not possible. Everything.
And that's Gupta Sanjay there speaking about the Dangote Refinery. We also have, the GMD, CEO of the NNPCL, speaking about Dangote Refinery and says Nigeria NNPC Limited would be supplying about 300,000 barrels of crude oil to Dangote Refinery for commencement of operations. Let's hear him.
And not only that, we'll be. Secondly, everybody's talking about. Domestic. Secondly, everybody's talking about domestic refining. You have seen what we are doing, so we don't talk about it. We're not tired of lamenting. When we deliver, you will see. And of course, the Dangote refinery that will come up next week. We own 20% of this. We saw the strategic interest in doing this, and we took equity in it. And not only that, we'll be supplying 300,000 barrels of Nigerian crude to the Dangote refinery as NNPC. That's a marketing opportunity for us.
And well, what does this mean for Nigeria? Dangote Refinery says, the refinery has the capacity to employ over 100,000 Nigerians. Already they've trained 900 Nigerian young people in petroleum engineering and all that. Now, the Dangote Refinery sits on a 2,635 hectare land, and that's almost the whole community. What would that mean for people in those communities? Indirect employment as well. So big stuff there. Congratulations to the Dangote Refinery and to Nigeria and Nigerians. At full capacity, it can meet the 100% of Nigerian requirement of all refined products and also have surplus for exports. But the question would be now, would the Dangote Refinery focus on the local market, or would it focus on the international market? Don't forget that the Lekki Free Trade Zone is where the Dangote Refinery is located, which means that it's open for international business, export and the likes. Would it first meet Nigeria's supply of over 460 million barrels of PMS at least, for instance, or would it focus on exporting the product? That's the question. Other questions that we have coming up on the program. I'll have my guests join us later on. But in the meantime, joining and let's get talking. We're talking about the Dangote Refinery and the Buhari promise. Stay with us. The conversation continues. 09073530044 and 09087668888. You can send SMS and WhatsApp messages to 09097054450. Join in the conversation now and let's get talking. Again, the numbers are 09073530044 and 09087668888. And as it is now, the question the Nigerians are asking is why is it that a single individual has been able to build a refinery in how many years? Just a few years, and Nigeria as a nation hasn't been able to build that. Is there some level of connivance and sabotage? Don't forget also that the government has issued licenses to many other Nigerians. About 23 other, companies may be coming up with private refineries in the shortest possible time. Is this the best route? People have said businesses, government cannot handle businesses or cannot really do business, and so it should be left for the private sector. The government just needs to provide an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. That's some level of truth. That has a lot of truth to it. But then, as it is, shouldn't we have a situation where government provides competition for the private businesses to just make sure that the business space is competitive enough? So some people have drawn the comparison to say, look, if we're all as a nation relying on Dangote Refinery, what does this portend for us as a nation? Another monopolistic market. People have said, look, let's look at the Dangote cement, for instance. Dangote cement has not made cement any cheaper in Nigeria. Don't forget, Dangote is not the only one who's producing cement in the country. There's a lot of other companies there, the Buhari and the likes. By the way, Buhari also has a license for a refinery. When all of these come on stream, will they be able to create the kind of competition that we're seeing in the telecom sector, where players are competing against each other to see and provide Nigerians affordable services, not just affordable services, but quality services? Even at that, have we seen quality service in the telecom sector? Over time, people say Nigerians have been paying for dropped calls, people have been paying for bad network, and all of that. In the power sector, we privatized. Has there been valuable competition in the markets? In the power energy sector, have we seen that? Hasn't really been, because we've seen more grid collapses in the last couple of years than ever, even though government continues to pump monies into that sector. When we rely on the private sector as a country, does that do us good? Seeing as how somehow they all just connive to determine the prices and leave those prices as it is, whether their services are good or not. We haven't really seen strong competition in the power sector. Everyone sells power at the same rates and gives us power at will, even though we have to pay for it. What is the role of regulation? Now, would the NNPC be able to regulate the Dangote Refinery? Properly regulate the Dangote Refinery? Would it be, looking at the fact that, well, again, the refinery is in a free trade zone. The refinery is considered an international, business. So, also, one of the things that's coming out of that is that the Dangote Refinery would save Nigeria a lot of foreign exchange. True to that, if Nigeria doesn't have to import PMS, then it's going to save us a lot of money. All of the money is paid in subsidy and all that. But then again, would government not be paying subsidy on Dangote Refinery or PMS from Dangote Refinery? Do not forget that the subsidies paid on PMS is for the refining and importation. While it is true that importation may be cut by over 50% if the Dangote Refinery comes on stream full time and is servicing the Nigerian market, then it would be that we would have cut off a lot of foreign exchange. Again, the question would be, would subsidy go, or would it continue to be a conduit for which people siphon monies into their private pockets? These are the questions I'm asking this morning. Let's get talking now. I'll bring in a scholar. Hello, good morning. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. You may want to call back. The numbers again 09073530044 and 09087668888. With the coming in of Dangote Refinery, would the Nigerian refineries be abandoned after voting monies to have them rehabilitated? Would they just be abandoned projects? Would the next administration also be probing the money is pumped into the oil sector to see that all of this is a thing of the past? Now, also, another big challenge that the oil sector in Nigeria is facing is the oil theft. Now, if Nigeria has to provide Dangote Refinery 300,000 barrels of crude oil, because the full capacity for the Dangote Refinery is about 650,000 barrels per day. If Nigeria provides 300,000 barrels of crude oil per day, would we be able to meet our OPEC quota? Would they plug all of these, oil theft, all of these channels for which Nigerian oil is stolen on a daily basis? Recently, we saw, people tap an oil pipe all the way into the Atlantic Ocean, and Nigeria's crude was daily gushing away into containers and tanks rather of criminals who are stealing. Have we been able to investigate and bring these people to book? Oh no, we don't even know who they are. People have said there's no way that such a thing can happen without connivance of people in power. It's not enough to talk about Dangote Refinery coming on. But what are we doing to ensure that it benefits the Nigerian public? That's the question. Another question is coming out from this. What are we doing to check all of this stealing that's going on in that sector? Many people describe, I don't like to say it, but I mean, we hear it all the time. People say, oh, the NNPC is a cesspool of corruption. I don't know about that, but with the way that things are looking on the outside, it doesn't seem like we're serious to tackle the level of corruption that's in the oil sector. Just recently, the federal government is saying that Nigeria's oil sector has been dominated by, foreign players. In spite of all the efforts put in place to ensure that Nigerians, we have the local content laws and all that, yet this sector has continued to, be in the hands and controlled by foreigners. Why don't we pay attention? Dangote Refinery, congratulations to Dangote, by the way. Congratulations to Nigerians on this. But it's not enough. We cannot stop there. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Hello, good morning. I can hear you. See what I was talking about? In the telecom sector, we say there's competition, yet bad service exists. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. What's your name?
Yeah, Balogun speaking.
Say Balogun.
Yeah.
Balogun, good to have you.
Well, it's a good one for Dangote. Congratulations, big one. But for someone like Dangote to be putting all the whole Nigeria economy in one person is very dangerous. I think we should look back at when there was numerous cement factory there. Oh, we have Atlas Cement, Nigeria Portland, Elephant, and the rest. You know how was cement price was then. But Dangote come on board. Other manufacturer was spent packing, and Dangote took over everywhere, and look at the increase of cement now. So And for this refinery, it will be a kind of, lesson to Nigeria that if one person can build a refinery, then what happens to the other? I think it will be a kind of charge for government to repair the other refineries also. Then on the first subsidy, I don't know how they're going to go about it. Whether the subsidy will still continue since the Dangote refinery have come on board. So, and for oil itself, I think the government is the one stealing the crude oil. Because it's not easy for a poor man to carry a big vessel to Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean is sharing boundary with Akwa Ibom and Bayelsa. So it's not easy for a poor man to just go to bring a giant vessel and start stealing oil. Before your vessel should come into the ocean, there must be a permit be given to you by Navy and the federal government and the rest. They know very well who are those people stealing the oil.
Okay.
So
all right,
they know very well. They should ask themselves. So NNPC know about it and the rest. I think immediately when Peter Obi, expose them, that is when you start seeing them running head after going to, all these oil fields to check. So, and can I talk more about other this thing? Like the proceeding going on in the tribunal and the rest?
No, that's something we could talk about some other time, okay? Thank you so much, Balogun. Appreciate you calling in, contributing your thoughts to the conversation. We'll be taking a pause shortly, but then let's get to Polycat. He's here sending a voice note. Let's hear you, Polycat. Good morning.
Good morning, Prince Yenacho.
Good morning.
My name is Polycat, calling from Zuba.
Glad you're here.
Congratulations to Alhaji Dangote. It's a well done job. It's a very good achievement for a great African and Nigeria indeed. In fact, I'm very happy for the man and Nigeria as a whole. Why do I say so? I say so because our politicians and our elites, those big stuffs in Nigeria, they take all their money abroad. They spend their money on irrelevant things, cars, houses. There is no meaningful project. They cannot embark on any meaningful project in this country. Why? Because it's a stolen wealth. It's a stolen money. Most of the Nigerians, the politicians that have money, they run abroad to spend that money because they cannot spend it here due to fear of, they know how the money came in. And Dangote, as an individual, was wise enough. He's wise enough to know what he wants. He's a businessman. He knows what he's doing. We all know that all these politicians, all the past leaders have hands in Dangote. But we are happy for him. I'm happy for him because he's drawing them back. They invest in his company with his stolen wealth. At least that is where some of Nigerians benefit from. He has a lot of companies scattered in Nigeria and Africa that we benefit from. Rather than they taking the money abroad, they spend it unnecessary. Their children and their families waste the wealth. So I'm happy for Dangote Refinery. So concerning about the theft, the question you asked about the oil theft, it's a very simple answer. It will reduce tremendously. Why will it reduce? Because some of those big men, some of those Nigerian men are the thieves there. And now they have share in Dangote. So they wouldn't want to continue. They will rather stop thieving or stop stealing the crude because they know they will benefit from Dangote. So it's a very simple fact. Don't be surprised it will just vanish in a thin air because it's a very simple thing. We all know what is happening. It's the way forward. Since we cannot build refinery for 30 years, we cannot build refinery. So what are we not saying and what are we not talking about? We all know the reason why we cannot build refinery for 30 years, for more than 30 years, because the people involved knows that if they build that refinery, they will not benefit. they will not steal the crude abroad. Ordinary man cannot steal crude oil easily. How many barrel? That is just that is a very simple fact. So I'm happy. With time, God, everything will take its course. Thank you, in a nutshell.
Thank you so much,
Amen,
Polycat.
bless.
Thank you very much, Polycat. I'll be taking more of your calls. Let's squeeze this one in quickly before we take a pause. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning once again. Yeah,
good morning to you.
Well done.
Yes, sir. What's your name, please?
I'm the son refineries.
Sorry, what's your name, sir?
My name is Mr. Henry. I'm calling from Apple.
Mr. Henry, go ahead, please.
This refinery of Dangote, I'm not seeing it doing us good. The people that are celebrating should not celebrate yet because we know what we are struggling in cement and buying cement in Nigeria. See, it's time the government have to do something because these people that are claiming to be in government, they will not switch to Dangote the same way they switch in the cement that people cannot afford. But I believe they will do the needful. If not, we are going to pay through our nose on buying Dangote fuel. Because now they are going to block every importation of fuel and face Dangote, which they will now, it will not amount us to any amount. You must buy fuel. So it will not be. I'm not seeing it because this is the responsibility of government. It's government that's supposed to make the refinery available, which even the old ones that they're supposed to. By the way, the turnaround maintenance they are budgeting every year, what is it for? A refinery that cannot even produce 1 liter of fuel. But every year you keep on hearing turnaround maintenance. Where is all this money going? It's a shame that you claim to be big giant of Africa. How many refineries are in US? Up to that something refineries. Sorry, in the state in US have up to 6 or thereabout in USA. Then look at Egypt here. They have up to 6 refineries. And we are claiming we are giant of Africa. Who giant help? In fact, it's a pity. Nigeria is in fact, I'm feeling shame for Nigeria. For individual building refineries and if people are clapping. People should not rejoice yet because I'm seeing the danger ahead. We are going to buy fuel any amount they tell us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Henry. That's your submission. Thank you very much for making that contribution to the conversation. We'll see what plays out in the coming days. After the commissioning by June, by next month, operations should have continued. Now, we'll do a bit of an analysis. Nigeria's crude oil, Nigeria exchanges, the crude oil swap deals that is supposed to, meet Nigeria's daily crude oil PMS demands and finished products demand. It goes out at about 400,000 barrels per day, 450,000 barrels, right? And if NNPC would provide a feedstock of 300,000 barrels per day to Dangote Refinery, it means that whatever it is that Dangote Refinery owes Nigeria based on the crude oil produced or provided would be less than the supposed 6 million barrels or 60 million barrels that Nigeria consumes daily. By the way, that number has been said to be unrealistic. 6 million barrels daily. So if you fill your tank today, would you have to fill your tank again tomorrow? These are questions that Nigerians are asking on all of the things that's happening in the PMS, or rather the oil sector in Nigeria. The conversation continues. Keep it here.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Are you looking for an internet service that will make surfing on the internet an enjoyable one? Do you want a super fast connection to the internet? Look no further, as Eagles Internet Services is here for you, an effective internet service provider with 99% proven reliability for residential and office services. We provide unlimited internet bandwidth services of different bundles tailored to meet your desires and taste. It is reliable, affordable, with a wide coverage. You can locate them at Plot 1719 Cadastral Zone B, Kaura District, or you can call 081 33121423 or 09065765969. Eagles Internet Service. Stay connected to everything you love.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your business on radio for just 15,000 naira? Get a chance to talk your business for 25 minutes on The Entrepreneur. Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. For more inquiries, call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. The Entrepreneur. Talk your business for just 15,000 naira. Hurry now.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
All right, the conversation continues. This is Eagles Outlook on your radio experience you can count on. And this morning we're talking the Dangote Refinery and the Buhari promise. By the way, many Nigerians this morning, the who is who in Nigeria, have been flying out to Lagos, the Lekki area of Lagos, where the Dangote Refinery will be commissioned today by President Muhammadu Buhari. The president-elect is also billed to be there, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. All of the governors, many other governors are flying out to that, that's location this morning for the commissioning of the Dangote Refinery, expected to commence full operations and eventually get up to full capacity later on in the year. Within the month of June. I'll bring in more callers now as the conversation progresses. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is John from Suleja.
John from Suleja, good morning. How's your weekend?
Thank God.
Great. Let's hear you, sir.
Let's talk about this Dangote. Now, it is the whole talk of the town. If you build the refinery, I don't know whether you knew that time. Maybe you are that time. What they tell the whole world to live, who cares to listen? That refinery is the largest refinery in Africa, and they will quote the capacity and everything that is going to take to refine. That Africa will come Kaduna to refine. And that refinery that we are talking now is lying down wasting. All the iron is rusting. And nobody is talking about it. Just like some people say, is it not a shame that our president will now go to Dangote Refinery to go and make an opening ceremony, inviting other head of state and the president of other countries? Why we have up to 4 refineries that is not rehabilitated, they are not functioning, and this country is suffering from year to year. Please, let's do us some good now. We don't need dashing us money. If you have something, they will need to make money for government. At the same time, people will benefit. They should not allow this thing to go to one man for monopoly. Just like other people have said. You can see if you hand over Nigeria to one man, the story will not be good. And let them not leave focus on rehabilitating on that refinery so that there will be competition. In a society where there is no competition, you know what happened in Ghana? There is no competition. And one person will just take over, and those people have given examples of cement, what happened in the cement. I know when the Ego Cement and this man from Anambra State was promising Nigeria that if you come on board, so many things about cement will be 300 and all that. And they make sure they kill that function and not functioning. And I know, you as a journalist know, that so many people are behind this Dangote. Why not some governors, when we are crying for this well, go to court and ask government, you must rehabilitate this refinery. and the court will compel them to do so. Now, all of them are with their private jets. Lagos now is a hub. Everybody wants to go part of the celebration. It is a pity.
All right. Thank you so much, John, for calling. Many other questions coming up from this. Like you mentioned, the governors. These governors, they have, some of them have oil in their states, haven't been able to build one refinery, even a modular refinery. Lagos State should be commended in all of these. Lagos needs commendation. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah. Sir. Do you know that if Dangote mistakenly build this refinery in Ghana, the story will be a different thing?
How so?
I want to let you know that Dangote has company in different countries, but not each one in Nigeria double all the whole factory and company has in other countries, because Nigeria don't have people that regulate prices and conditions. You understand me? So celebrating Dangote refinery, it will turn out to work against us tomorrow, because even those who are supposed to regulate it, they are not working for you, neither are they working for me. They are working for their pocket and their family. And in as much as they are concerned, you don't exist, I don't exist. So we shouldn't celebrate Dangote refinery. It will be worse. It will be worse, because we have not have any leader that think about Nigeria. Until we have the leaders that think about Nigeria, then we see people talking about prices of things, regulate how things are moving in the country. Today we are buying a bag of cement, 5,000 naira. When I built my house, I started buying cement for 900 naira. And then people are complaining that it's costly. Now we are buying it 5,000 naira. Can you imagine how many bags of cement I use in building my house? If you have to convert the money now, can I be able to build? It's a pity that in Nigeria such a thing is happening and big men are busy flying with their private jets. Even so-called religious leaders that are supposed to speak against this thing, because they have so much fat price and the offering, they cannot speak against it, because even their hands are not clean. It's a pity, no problem. Let's wait, maybe within 3-4 months, we will see where we are going. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you calling in. And let's bring in another caller. Hello, good morning. Lost that one too. Let's see who we have here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Abdullahi Mekano. Good to have you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I remember when Buhari came in, he said he will build 4 refineries within 8 years, because for every 2 years he will build a single refinery in Nigeria, which means for good 8 years we are going to have 4 active refineries under Buhari's administration. But unfortunately, it's about to go now. He failed to even repair the existing one we have, that's Kaduna, Wari, and Port Harcourt. So shame on Nigerian leaders. Shame on him too as our president now. We are going to celebrate.
Abdullahi, please keep it very civil, please.
Okay. So look at it now. He's going to just celebrate a single individual in Nigeria build a very standard and a good refinery, which is going to be maybe the biggest in Africa. Nigeria as a nation, as a whole, cannot maintain even the existing refineries that was built for over 40 years. What a country, sir. That's why I told you, time without numbers, that Nigeria has finished. We are going nowhere. We have no future in this country. Our future is in the hands of God. Our leaders are not patriotic at all. And can you tell me what are we going to remember Buhari for these 8 years? Is it not suffering, killing? Unfortunately, so unfortunate. Good morning.
Good morning, Abdullahi Mekano. Now, let's talk about the fact that crude oil has been discovered in commercial quantity in some states in the north. Bauchi, Gombe, and also Nasarawa states have been commissioned. And, well, what would this mean for the Nigerian oil sector? Would they be also contributing? what kind of business would they be doing with, Dangote? If Nigerian states had control of their resources, wouldn't it be some level of wealth for the states? Would the new incoming administration focus on restructuring, Nigeria fiscally so that states can own resources and manage resources and be able to do business with the resources
good morning.
and earn
Good
revenue?
morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Yeah. Hello, is it calling?
I didn't get that. Say again.
Stephen calling.
Steven, good to have you.
Yeah.
Welcome. Go ahead. Let's
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, it's a nice one for Dangote. Understand? At least it will produce more employment to Nigeria citizens. But the problem is the regulation, the regulatory, bodies. We could remember in the Buhari regime when it was in a military, when there's a regulation, regulatory
Price
body.
control board.
Price control, yes. Where, if you sell your product more, than the expected government price, you bring it out, sell it to, the public. So I think that is the major issue here. Can the PPRA, the Petroleum Price Product Regulatory
Authority,
Agency, can they, regulate Dangote Refinery? That is the question number one. And how come Nigeria Refinery, before Nigeria Refinery, all the refineries just die at once? No one is even, working at least to complement this Dangote Refinery so that there shouldn't be monopoly of the, of economy. At least there should be a one that will be, backing this very one up. All the whole refinery just die at once. And then the other thing I'm thinking is, for this refinery to be in Lagos, won't you make Lagos to be congested? There will be a congestion in Lagos. I think the refinery is supposed to be situated in Ondo State before. I don't know what happened to the governor, maybe due to percentage of his seat. Because Ondo State has the longest coastal, coastal line, which would have been a very good place for this refinery. It will be more congestion to Lagos. At least we are talking of Apapa, seaport, where a lot of congestion and all the rest. So building this refinery in Lagos again will bring more congestion.
Okay.
So these are the
Thank you very much. Your concerns are valid. Congestion in Lagos, very interesting one. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Chris Ahenacho.
Good morning.
Yeah, Comrade Aruna, the light.
Haruna, good to have you.
All right, thank you. Well done, job. You are doing a great work.
Thank you.
Well, I think why you see most of the callers don't have confidence in Dangote is because of his track record in the industry. Cement, when he came on board, other cements could not thrive. Even the household product too, he regulates the prices himself. So I just pray this incoming administration will have a seat with him so that they will discuss it should be a free. The government should control whatever is selling to us. But I still find it difficult. How come a country like this could not build refinery on her own? We have 4 refineries. Until tomorrow in our budget, there's maintenance money being given to those refineries, things that are not functioning. Why still spending much money in that sector? Please, I'm appealing to the incoming president. The first project he should look into is our refineries.
Okay.
Let's see how they can bring them to life.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Thank you so much for calling. And another question I'm asking is, since the NNPC is now, limited liability company, normally when companies are converted like that, when there's new leadership or any of those things, they look into how the company is faring, what it is doing, also, and if there's need for retrenchment and all of that stuff, they do it just to ensure efficiency and capacity. Also, now that we have the NMPC, we have the upstream regulatory petroleum regulatory authority, and then we have the downstream petroleum authority regulatory authority. All of this, are we not just duplicating offices, and people are just doing whatever they want? As it is, there was an overlap until recently when the president, said only the NUDPRA should manage upstream. There was an overlap between the NUDPRA and the NDPRA. With all of these conflicts, isn't the NMPC making itself irrelevant as a company? Because naturally you would expect that the NMPC should be the regulator in the oil sector. If we have other agencies and authorities doing that job, isn't the NMPC in itself redundant? Hello, good morning.
Hello. Yeah, good morning, Bridge.
Good morning, Dominion. Good to have you.
Yeah, dear. Thank you. You see, like we contributed in the morning program, the earlier morning program. Dangote is a businessman, and he has to do exploit where he will favor him. You can't blame him. You understand? But the thing is that the government used him to, let me tell you, Dangote is a brand. Yes, it's a brand. And if you tell me any reasonable or well-thinking Nigerian that will tell you that government purposely or government mistakenly did not maintain or build a new refinery just without reason, that person, I don't think that person is reasoning well. You understand? This is the reason why they could not be able to build a refinery of our own, Nigerian own. But they supported an individual. And all of them are shamelessly, they will be there today to open the, I mean, it's terrible. You see, why we are talking about Dangote, like I said, he's a businessman. I'm not against him. But the exploitation is too much. Oh, and he reminded you of commodities, all these food, beverages and things like that. Immediately he came in, he turned around the table. Everything went up. You understand? Immediately he come into cement industry. He monopolized everything. You understand? Today, if you cannot afford to build a house, go and live under the bridge. That is a cement policy, and nothing government can do about it because they are involved. You understand? And that is exactly what is going on, because that will be witnessing severely. Dangote is the richest man in Africa, and Nigeria is based. Now he has a cement industry in Gambia. Immediately he went there to establish it. The government called him. Look, this is our price. If you cannot, no exploitation here. If you cannot abide by our this thing, pack your kaya and go. He agreed with them. Go there. Cement is in a low bid. People are building houses. You understand? If you go to Zambia right now and the same trailer load of cement down to Nigeria, if you come here, it will be more cheaper. Just try it. I'm just telling you because I know what I'm talking about. You understand? So Dangote being the richest man in Africa, Nigeria is his base, and we are paying dearly for it. And this is the climax of it all.
All right.
This, listen, please.
Dominion, wrap it up. Running out of time.
Okay, let me wrap it up. This is the climax of it all. This industry is opening today. Nigeria will pay dearly for it. You understand? Government, all the whole government, both incoming and outgoing, they are all directors and shareholders in this Dangote.
Okay.
So that's why they frustrated building our own. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dominion. I'll wrap it up now by saying, look, it's heartening that Nigerians fought so much for democracy, and they hoped to reap the dividends of democracy. But it was when democracy came that most of the industries and factories in the country began to, be grounded, went out of business. The textiles collapsed. The refinery collapsed. Dangote Refinery will be employing about 100,000 people. If we had 4 refineries working in this country, at least each of them would have employed 50,000 Nigerians. That would make about 200,000 Nigerians employed. Plus the Dangote Refinery, that would mean that 300,000 Nigerians would have been employed only in the refineries. Let's not even talk about the indirect, employment or indirect, all of these, the indirect employment that these would create. All of this would have reduced Nigeria's unemployment figures, which is over 33%, to, rather smaller number. Many Nigerians would be able to afford the meals. Inflation would not be like this. How come it is when a particular individual goes into a business that all of the stuff, that particular commodity, becomes banned? We ban all of the stuff and allow just one person or a few imports them. And then the rest of Nigerians who are in business go out of business. Is that fair? Is that fair for, an economy? If we have a monopolistic market, what does that make us as a nation? Everyone should be allowed to play in the market so that Nigerians can be able to afford these things. When there's competition in the market, prices are competitive. People would be able to afford certain things. But when we place bans because someone who is playing in the industry, like so many Nigerians are saying, maybe, just maybe, all importers would go out of business because there might be a ban on importation of, PMS in the country. And then it will be left for just one business to run. Let's also hope that other players get in the oil industry sector, the refining sector, and are able to refine and create competition. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. Congratulations again to Alhaji Aliko Dangote, his partners, investors, the Afrexim Bank, who have provided funds, the Nigerian government for its stake, the 20% stake it has in the Dangote Refinery, to Nigerians. Keep a positive spirit. Let's hope and pray that this would mean well for the Nigerian economy. This is where we rest it. My name is Ihanacho Prince. Keep it with us. Business News is up next.
Eagles 102.